All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back, or if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to Orange County's very own podcast. I'm your host, Makai Louie. Thanks for being with me tonight. I guess I just want to kind of take this time, if whatever you're doing right now, you could be walking the dog, at the gym, working, who knows? But if you're tuning into this right now, guys, just wanted to say thank you so much for choosing this platform and to listen to me. And of all the different content that's out there, you chose to tune in. So really appreciative about that. And, it means a lot to me. So without further ado, let's hop into the episode. Well, actually, before we hop into the episode, we have a few that we just released. So if you haven't checked them out, and again, if this is your first time on here, please go check out the YouTube channel as well as my Instagram at Orange County's very own, completely spelt out. It'll be down in the description of this video. Then you can also check out my personal page where I do most of my posting there at Makai_Louie. Again, that'll be down in the description. But this really isn't a continuation of the last episode. It's kind of in its own bracket, but it's definitely a topic that is and has always been on my heart. It's been something I continually and gradually are working on within my own life to improve, and it's perspective. I truly believe that there is what I call a war zone that goes on in between our ears and our brains every single day. And, I felt like it was appropriate coming off of the month of May with mental health awareness to kind of touch on this topic as, although we had a whole month of awareness around it, this is something that I feel needs to have more awareness, a focus on a daily basis from our own individual lives. And that's why I wanted to talk about it today. And I really hope and pray that, something that I talk about this evening hits with you, sticks with you, and hopefully impacts you and brings you value into your life and somehow can implement it in some form or fashion to help improve your life and enhance your experience throughout your journey. So again, this is what I'll be talking about is on perspective, things that I have done, things that I've implemented in my life that have helped change my perspective in some of the darkest times in my life, and things that, quite frankly, I found out that have to be focused on a daily basis or slowly but surely. And I kind of talked about this in the last episode, it slowly but surely leaks negativity and toxicity into your life, and it slowly but surely detaches you from the life you're trying to live and the impact that you could truly live and truly give to the world and the people that you love and that are around you. And so, in my opinion, again, this war zone, like the idea that I get from it, and again, we're not talking about Call of Duty. We're not dropping into Verdansk with the boys right now. This is a very serious subject, but I use that metaphor because the war zone, it's a chaos, it's a battleground. It's chaos. It's intense. It's completely unpredictable. And so is our lives. And so is what we deal with from a mental aspect in our lives. There is so many different sources from an external standpoint and even internal that affect us in the way that it affects our mental game. It affects our mental health. And a lot of the time with where the world is with technology, content, social media, all these different platforms, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, we have literally unlimited amount of content that's out there that we get to pick and choose from our own liking. And if we're not careful, man, we can be completely consumed by that content. We can start making decisions that we didn't necessarily maybe want to make poor decisions or look at your life in a way that is actually taking away from your experience. And that's really what I want to talk about when it comes to perspective. And one of the biggest things in my life that I had to do, and I learned this from Tim Grover, and I did it rather recently, and that's why I wanted to kind of talk about it because I've seen a lot of growth from it. This is what I believe gives a beautiful foundation as to auditing yourself. In one of my first episodes, I talked about spending time with yourself and learning about yourself and understanding yourself and being selfish in that manner of figuring out who you are, so that you can be more of an impact towards your peers, impact towards your loved ones, and people that you haven't met yet, or whatever the case may be. But, this allows you, what I'm going to talk about, this practice is really giving you an opportunity to understand from a mental aspect what is real and what is fake in your life, and what things are benefiting you and what things are not benefiting you. At the end of the day, there are, again, like I said, there's so many different things and outlets and sources that really do impede on our life. And if we're not auditing it and we're not being careful subconsciously as time goes on, we are getting more comfortable and convenient with living a life that really wasn't designed and purpose for us. And we're going farther and farther away from our dreams and our goals and ambitions. And for me in my life, that's something that has happened with me. If you know me, I'm not a big person, or I'm not big, not a big person, pretty big guy. But I'm not big into watching movies. I'm not big into watching TV. I can't stand it, to be honest with you. It's very difficult for me to sit down and watch TV. And really that's come from my perspective on it. I really believe that from my life, it was taking away precious, precious time in this life away from me, where I could be using that time and putting that time into something else that I really cared about, something that was actually giving me benefit in my life. And I know there's, with Netflix and video games, video games is my thing, right? I had to make this conscious decision, like, dude, I play video games a lot, right? Felt like it was kind of consuming me. And I'm like, at the same time, it's COVID. It's like, I have nothing else to do other than work, thankfully. And it's like, at the same time, like, why not do something more beneficial with playing video games? Let's hop on Twitch and start streaming it, and maybe create a source of income from it. And just coming up with creative ways to align your interests and your goals with, or align your interests and passions into something that, relatively will help you in a mental way as well, as it's benefiting your life in some form or fashion. You get to enjoy what you're doing, and you can also, potentially make income off of it, or you can also impact somebody's life by the type of character that you have, the type of presence you have on whatever you're doing. But that's just a short example. But going back, because I'm kind of getting off topic, Tim Grover talked about, if you don't know who that is, go look him up. He's an awesome guy, phenomenal and great story. Has worked with the best of the best when it comes to athletes and business owners. But he talks about, again, making this list, right? Like, step away from everything that's going on in your life. Step away from your family, your friends. Spend time alone and literally write down a list. You can type it in on your phone, whatever works best for you. Figure out what is fake and what's real in your life. Find out what's benefiting you in your life and what's not benefiting your life. Take this list, and you're going to be very surprised that as you're compiling this list together, it's going to get rather long. And at the same time, you may not even like it, because it's going to be exposing some shit about you that you probably wouldn't want to share with not another soul on this earth. But at the same time, it's very, very beneficial for you to understand these things, because they are impacting your life in some form or fashion, whether it's creating a fake portrait of yourself to the world. And again, we see this time after time after time, as we see, regardless of what your stature is in life, we see people portraying a fake identity of themselves, literally a fake identity of themselves. They're showing all this glamour and all these things and all these travelings and all this stuff that they're doing. But at the end of the day, they're just like us, and they deal with the demons that they have. They deal with challenges and adversities and health issues and whatever it might be. They're still dealing with that stuff. But social media has given people, us, an outlet where we get to portray a fake life. And there's a reason why I'm having us do this, is because where life is and where society is and our culture is to almost be living in our phones and living on social media, and people legitimately identify themselves through their social media accounts. It's insane. But it's a reality that we're all living through. And so that's why I wanted to bring focus to it, because we can be so consumed with those things and lose sight on the beauty of what life has for us, man. Like, we have the ability to live a profound experience in life by the different things that we do, and while we're being consumed by unlimited amount of content that really doesn't benefit our lives. It's like, what would you choose if this was your last day on earth? If you knew that you had no ability to live tomorrow, this was your last minutes on earth, do you think that you would be sitting on your phone? I highly doubt it. Or would you go watch your Netflix series, or whatever it might be? Or for me, right, play, drop into Verdance with the boys. Like, no, at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to choose to do that. I'm going to be around the people that I love and have really amazing conversations about life and whatever it might be. Like, you pick and choose what makes sense for you. But that's the perspective that I try to put on my life. Like, I have this understanding and this lens on life that I don't have the ability to rewind to yesterday, and I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be able to experience and live life tomorrow. And so, although I'm not perfect at it, far from it, it's a daily, constant pursuit to be able to be present in the moment and to live this life with purpose, and to put my best foot forward when it comes to living a life full of gratitude, so that I can embrace the blissfulness and the enjoyment and the happiness that life really has. And again, it's so easy to be trapped and consumed by the world's troubles, the troubles of your friends, your family members, freaking celebrities, whoever it is that you follow. It's very easy to be consumed by those things and really not take into account your own life and the things that you need to deal with and that you need to handle and that you need to get better at, so that, again, you can live a more profound experience. And so, talking about this, like, another practice that I've implemented in my life that has been an absolute game changer is practicing gratitude on a daily basis. And again, I am not perfect, and I'm not a guru. I'm not here telling you that, whatever. I'm just telling you what works for me. And one of those, again, is looking at, I have 86,400 seconds in a day. How am I going to spend these? How am I going to bring the most value out of the seconds out of each day? And know that by the time that I put my head on a pillow, that I have done everything in my power, put all of my effort forward, to live the best experience that I can. And that comes through my practice in gratitude. Like I've talked about in my other episodes, guys, like, I have had, just like we all have had, challenges and adversities and setbacks, multiple things that go on in our life that takes away from, well, it doesn't take away, but it's part of our reality. We have to deal with these things. This is part of our human experience. We have to go through these things as we evolve and grow as people. But at the same time, those can also consume us as well. From a mental health aspect, it can dig us so deep that we no longer can even see any type of light at the end of the tunnel. And there are people that, people are killing themselves daily. There are people that are dying daily. And so, we see this in our culture, in our society, that people are not happy, but at the same time, what are they chasing after? What is their life look like? What are the things that they're doing that have led them to that type of mindset? And, we're not going to dig too much into that realm because that's a whole nother topic. But what I'm trying to say is, if I asked you the question and you had the choice, like, hey, would you like to live a life full of bliss, happiness, joy, and peace? Or would you like to live a life of misery, treachery, negativity, toxicity? I would really hope, and I would feel confident that we want to be on this side. And the way that I have found happiness, joyfulness, and peace is through Jesus Christ. And that's a whole nother topic as well. But at the same time, from a general aspect, it's practicing gratitude, being thankful for the things that I've been given. Like, dude, I have a best friend. His name's Jake, and I cannot wait to bring him on for you guys. His name's Jake Olson. Go check him out. He's the boy. But he had cancer in his eyes when he was younger, and he lost sight. And he is blind now, and he lives a life blind. But and again, I'll have him tell his story. But he was one of the biggest reasons that changed my perspective in life, and saying, you know, I asked myself, like, dude, could you imagine waking up tomorrow and not being able to see anymore? Not being able to see my boy's face when he lights up in joy when it's snack time or it's time to eat, or we're going to go to the park or go, do something else, you know. And yes, it might be a little extreme, but at the same time, it's reality, guys. We can't control what happens to us in this life. We can't control if I step outside and an airplane comes down and crashes on me. I have no control over that. And so it's like, why not live life to the fullest in regards to what I'm trying to say is, like, taking the gap of living through thinking about the negativities in life and living a life that's not full of gratitude and peace and having joy in your life. The way that you can get there is through practicing gratitude, being thankful for the fact that you have eyes or the things that you have. You pick and choose your life. But for me, it's like, Lord, thank you for giving me today. Thank you for giving me another opportunity where I have a chance to develop myself and grow as a person and be a father and be a friend, be an employee, be an owner, like whatever it might be that's going on. Thank you for my health. Thank you that I get to use all of my legs, that my toes work, that my arms work. Like, literally taking your life and looking at the things that we might not think about on a daily basis, that might go over our head, or we're just not thinking about when we're so consumed about the stresses and anxieties that our life are giving to us. And put this practice in, and I promise you, as time goes on, as you consistently try this, and again, you're not going to be perfect at it, and it's a daily grind. You have to put effort into this, but you are going to see your perspective change. You're going to see your relationships get better. You're going to see that in the moment to moment, you are going to be more present and no longer thinking about things that you don't need to be thinking about, that are taking away from the beautiful experience of life that we get, man. And I'm so passionate about this subject, man, because of my belief that there is no other opportunity that we get to live this life. And the beauty that's behind actually getting chosen to live this life. I forget what the numbers are, but we're like 4 trillion to 1. You know how amazing that is? Like, I look at my son as well. It's like the gift that God gave me out of that type of ratio it's mind blowing to me. And it's such a beautiful thing, because we didn't have to get chosen. We didn't have to live this life, but we get to, and that's the difference, man. And that's the type of perspective I'm trying to present to you guys. And hopefully, whether you have this type of perspective as well, continue to share it with your friends and maybe people that are struggling in these areas, because it's a real thing. Like I said, there are people so consumed in what's in the challenges and troubles and the drama in their lives that they can no longer see that they get to be alive. And again, I fault into this as well. Like, there's people that die every second. Every second. As I'm making this right now, there are people dying, but I get to be here alive doing the things that I want. And again, it was in my control. That's what I learned as well. And I think that's the biggest piece when it comes to perspective and mental health, and where our mental game is we are in control of it. It's the things that we are consuming. It's the activities that we do. It's the behaviors that we embody. It's the habits that we put into our daily activities. And, combining that into a daily action consistently over the span of our lives, and not going to live a perfect life, but damn it, you're going to be in a way better position to be present in your life and enjoy the beauty of the human experience at a way higher level, and be a better lover, be a better, be a better spouse, be a better employee, be a better owner, and just overall be a better human, and be overall a better person for the people that you love, the people you haven't met yet, and the people that support you that you may not even know. And so, this is the stuff that's always on my mind, guys. And like I said, this is a war zone. And the reason I call it a war zone is because it's a battleground between me and you. It's a battleground against ourselves. And it's something that gets overlooked so much. And, I just really hope that as you go through your life, I want you to be happier. I want you to be more peaceful. I want you to have more bliss in your life and to be more present so that you can enjoy the moments in your life regardless of the things that are going on. And like I said, dude, I'm not trying to say, hey, be numb or be emotionless. Like that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, like, in those moments, you literally have the control as to what you're going to be feeling in that moment. And as you continue to practice gratitude and implement the different things in your life that work for you, that bring more positivity and bring more peace and happiness, those are the things that are going to keep you afloat on the hardest times and in the best times of your life as you move forward in this journey. And so, guys, that's really everything I wanted to talk about. And again, just really encourage you to try implementing these things. Like, just try. If you're in a very, very dark place right now and you don't know where the light is at the end of the tunnel and you need help, reach out to somebody, call somebody that you love or somebody that you trust and get help, receive help for sure. But also start doing these things in those moments where you are overwhelmed with stress and anxiety and you may be even having a panic attack. Do everything in your power to sit there and focus on nothing but you and your heart and the things that you're grateful for in this life. I promise you, you're going to see improvements in your life from it. You're going to see improvements in your mental health from it. And again, this is based on things that I had to implement into my life to get myself out of those situations and get myself out of those mental states so that I could move closer into being the person that I know I can be. And so that's really it, man. Implement these things and, see your life slowly change day after day. And like I said, man, this is something that you have to prepare for. You got to suit up. You got to armor up for every single day. And you got to execute. You got to put in the effort. You got to put in the sweat equity to be able to receive the benefits that come from living a more happy life, a more fulfilling life, a more life of peace and bliss, and really just enjoying the human experience the way it should be. And that's what I believe. And again, I really, really hope that in some form or fashion I brought some value to you tonight, and you can take some of the words I said and implement it into your own life so that you can continue the journey into living a more fulfilling life and to experience life at a higher level. And so, guys, that's it for me. We're definitely going to be making some more episodes, talking about different topics like this, and going to be doing some other content as well. So super excited. And like I said, if this was your first time, and this is your first episode that you're watching, go check out the other ones. I would greatly appreciate it. I think those will give you a lot of value as well. And if you're here again on this next episode and you've been sticking with me, I really appreciate you guys. I feel blessed and grateful. This is one of the things I'm grateful for and practice with gratitude, that God's given me the confidence and ability to speak on things on my heart in public, and to not be afraid of those things, and hopefully impact people, and grateful for the people that help me be able to have this platform. My boy Clayton White on production, my boy Austin Milby, aka Cadence, for the studio, and for always support me as well, and everyone else that supports me and shows me love and encourages me to continue doing this, because they're seeing people benefit from it regardless of the age, and that in of itself just makes me 10 times more grateful to be able to have this platform. And so guys, so much love being sent to you, and as you go through this week or whatever you're doing, please start to implement these things, and again, on the worst days and on your best days, and just see how your life starts to transform. This war zone is a real deal. It's a real thing. We all deal with it, but at the end of the day, we are in control. So take control, do what you got to do, live this life with purpose, drink more water, take care of yourselves, eat the right foods, get some movement going. It's another big part when it comes to mental health, is incorporating those things as well. And we'll dig into those on some other episodes, but That's it for me, guys. Again, my Instagram is at Orange County's very own, completely spelt out. It'll be down in the description. You can follow me on my personal page as well at Mackay_Louie. And then on YouTube, we'll have the full episodes on there as well. And that's at Orange County's very own, fully spelt out too. But besides that, guys, that's it from me. Sending my love, and let's keep getting after it. Peace.